Mountain cottontails are a relatively solitary species, active throughout the year with most of their activity concentrated around dawn and dusk. For the purposes of this assignment, we'll be considering rabbit vigilance behavior in the context of each of Tinbergen's 4 levels of analysis: causation, development, evolution, and function. The clips here shown demonstrate this vigilance behavior and its distinctive expression in videos collected of different mountain cottontail rabbits over the course of several observations. Here you can see classic examples of this behavior: complete stillness, with the head up, eyes open, and ears back and alert. This posture can be maintained for several minutes at a time in between breaks to forage. Causation explores the mechanism behind a behavior. It essentially asks the question, what is it within this animal which initiates or modulates this particular behavior? In the case of rabbits, there is evidence that the cause is related to stimulation of the central nervous system, specifically the mediolateral hypothalamus. When Duan and fellow researchers at the University of Miami published an article on these findings in 1996, they were able to initiate the onset of vigilance behavior in rabbits through electrical stimulation of this area of the brain. They came to describe this region as the hypothalamic vigilance area, or HVA. Development describes processes which develop over the course of an individual's life. If this were the root of this behavior, then it could be hypothesized that younger rabbits would demonstrate different levels of this behavior than their older counterparts. Arendz and Leger's 2000 research on ground squirrels supports the idea of behavioral development. Their research suggests that vigilance behavior develops throughout life in response to changing nutritional needs, rather than the more common assumption that the behavior must be learned through observation. As none of the mountain cottontails observed in the course of this assignment were found in a social setting, this hypothesis, behavioral development in response to nutritional need, appears more likely to address any difference in vigilance behavior observed over the course of an individual's development. At the evolutionary level of analysis, the question is what factors in the history of cottontail rabbits would influence their development of vigilance behavior as a species. In this case, the evolutionary explanation is closely related to the current function of the behavior. Hypothetically, those individuals with better means of predation defense would demonstrate greater fitness and a higher likelihood of passing on their genotype. This is likely to be the case, as there is evidence that vigilance behavior increases the fitness of prey animals in environments where they are exposed to predation. This evidence is put forward by Sanson, Lind, and Cresswell in a 2009 paper on vigilance and predation. This increase in fitness for those individuals which practice vigilance behavior indicates that the behaviors were likely selected through predation pressures. The functional level of analysis explores how behavior is currently beneficial to an organism, increasing its fitness in its immediate environment. As stated previously, it is interesting to note the relationship between the current function of this particular behavior and the evolution of the trait, namely as a means of avoiding predation. Theoretically, this behavior protects individuals from predators while foraging, enabling them to maintain awareness of their surroundings and respond to potential threats. A 2005 study of European rabbit behavior by Monclus and colleagues appears to confirm this function, as rabbits increase vigilance behavior in response to fox odors. The same effect did not occur when the rabbits were exposed to sheep odor. In Unit 11 of the Cogbook's material, means of anti-predator defense were discussed. Among them was self-vigilance, a defense behavior practiced both by the solitary cottontails pictured here, as well as by deer. Self-vigilance is a means of avoiding detection by predators. This method of defense enables a prey animal to gain energy through foraging while reducing the threat of predation.